Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Musicians Creating Prosperity podcast. I'm Dr. Fabiana Claure, and in today's episode, we're going to explore how social connections can elevate your music career. It can provide support and open doors to new and exciting opportunities. Plus, I'll share some practical tips to enhance your networking skills. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you never miss an episode, and give it a thumbs up if you found this helpful. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the definition and importance of social connections. You see, when we talk about networking, this is a topic that many times comes with a lot of shyness and even a feeling of overwhelm and intimidation. The sense of networking has, in a way, been, shamed by musicians with this feeling of only having relationships based on need and desire and wanting something from the other party. And in today's episode, I want to help you reframe your relationship with networking and to actually see that the more intentional you are around building relationships where you can both give and receive, the more successful you will be in building your music business effortlessly. So social connections refer to the relationships and networks that we build with others. And in the music industry, these connections can be so important in gaining opportunities, collaborations, and support. You see, in the real estate market, there's a 3-word motto, which is location, location, location. But in the music business, in our industry as artists, the motto is always relationships, relationships, relationships. So I want to enhance your understanding of how, as a musician, you can master your ability to add value to others, build strong relationships, and open doors both for yourself as well as for others through improving your communication skills and your social skills. So for musicians, having a strong network can open the doors not only to great opportunities, but actually help you build your business more effortlessly. And who wouldn't want to be able to work smarter instead of harder? So there's so many benefits about not only building your relationships for your own sense of fulfillment. In fact, I don't know if you've heard that there's a study that went over the lives of many, many different people over several years. And one of the most incredible longevity factors that actually determined the improved lifespan and extended lifespan of people was not a healthy diet, was not the amount of exercise, was not even the stress. It was actually the power of social connections. And when this study came out, it revolutionized, I think, society in understanding how we can do all the diets and eat healthy and exercise and try to focus on our wellness from a physiological standpoint. But at the end of the day, the depth of our relationships, the depths of our feeling of connections, the depths of our feeling of making an impact and helping others through our skills is actually what prolongs our life the most. Isn't that amazing? So let's talk about, not only the career benefits, the business benefits, but also your own sense of fulfillment. Your own lifespan can be improved if you work on developing a supportive network and you nurture your relationships and you learn how to show up from a place of service where you can both give and receive and just grow your business with a lot more ease and truly feel more fulfilled in the process of doing it. You see, musicians for the longest time have relied on their extensive networks, right, in order to access opportunities, from performing opportunities to being featured in different events, to being featured in the news and media, to being able to partner and build collaborations, to being able to refer clients to each other, to even refer opportunities and gigs and all sorts of, professional opportunities. If you think about it, as you listen to this episode and reflect back on maybe your own milestones that you've had in your career, chances are you can attribute these to the strength of your connections, the relationships, and the people who were gatekeepers that perhaps opened doors for you in different moments of your life, right? I know that in the work that I did as a university educator for 5 years, working at the University of North Texas, I had the pleasure of interviewing many, many, many renowned musicians who would come in to the university to do guest residencies for a few days. And I would always bring them into my classroom to share, to have them share about their journey and what led to their success and what it was like and the ups and downs. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, most of the guest speakers that I was able to interview, the number one reason that they attributed the success of what they did was not only mindset, that was a big part, but also the depth of their relationships, the quality of their connections and relationships. So when you think about investing your attention and energy in your business, think about not only focusing on the tactics and the strategies to grow your business, but also what does your support system look like currently? You can have an internal support system and you can have an external support system. Internal support system is going to be the people that are closest to you, right? Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your immediate friends or colleagues. How supported do you currently feel with your internal network? And then when you look at your external network, you start looking at a broader sense of well-being. Who are the people that are inspiring you? Maybe pushing you to new areas in your life, maybe helping you step out of your comfort zone? Do you have people that challenge you, that can lovingly challenge your limiting beliefs, perhaps? Are you able to rely on people to give you a different perspective than what you saw? Do you have mentors? Do you have guides? Do you have role models? Do you have people that inspire you to step into the best version of yourself each and every day? And if the answer is yes, congratulations. You're well on your way to building a very strong network. And being very successful in your career and hopefully in your life as well. But if the answer is no, then I hope this episode helps illustrate the importance of building a strong support system in your business for multiple reasons, right? So let's talk about some tips for building this business network and activating the people in your audience. One of the things that a lot of the musicians that I guide asks me when we talk about reinventing their models and building businesses that rely more on their knowledge instead of their time, a question that comes up all the time is, where would I find clients that would be willing to come in and pay me premium price points for my newly designed music offers and programs and services? How would I find these people who would be willing to come in and pay, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8,000 for a 6-month program, which is a typical price point that many of the musicians I guide are able to create, and doing it in a way where they're no longer doing one-on-one, right? How do you find these clients? Where are they? And I always answer the same answer, which is, they are in your network. You don't need to think about building this type of offer and trying to find these aliens in a galaxy far, far away that have never heard from you and all of a sudden are going to come to you and pay $5,000 to work with you in a 6-month group program. No, the answer is, the more you cultivate relationships in your network and you build trust by serving, by showing up on a regular basis, by adding value through your content, through your service, your conversations, and your willingness to always add value, the stronger your network will be and the easier it will be for you to activate your network when you are ready to serve and to show up from a place of innovation, with a new offer, with a way of serving that perhaps is new and different than what you've done in the past, right? But sometimes, it's hard to see that value. And most of the times when you look at your immediate network, the first thought is, oh, I don't think I have anyone that would be a good fit for my new program or that would be, able to benefit. And I can relate to that. When I started my very first online business in early 2020, my mentors were telling me the exact same thing. They were saying, Fabiana, make a list of all of your connections, all of the people that know you, everyone in your email, right? I had no email list, but everyone that you have in your email address, everyone that you have in your social media, download all the list of names and think about who you could help, who you could serve with this new offer that you're building, where you're going to be guiding musicians and helping them build their businesses. And I initially remember looking at my entire list of contacts and feeling this overwhelming sense of, curiosity, but also confusion, thinking, I don't know that I can help the people that I know. It felt weird. It felt awkward. It felt, how am I going to approach this to the people that know me? It felt so much more comfortable to think about, oh, let me just put something on a random website and a stranger would find me. And then only I would be, offering my services to strangers, because it felt so weird to talk about my services with people that knew me. And that was just a mindset switch that I needed to make, to realize that actually when you are really committed about the businesses that you're building and the service that you have to offer and the solutions that you can provide, your network is the best place to go to start leveraging these opportunities and making offers and presenting your opportunities for people, because they already know you, they trust you, they've been following you chances for years. And so indeed, what happened was after a few months of just brainstorming and very little by little reaching out to the people that I knew, lo and behold, I launched my first group program with 13 people that started. And almost all of them were people that knew me for years, right? From years ago. They were not brand new to my world. So I want you to realize that you have low hanging fruit right now in your network, and your ability to learn to show up from a place of alignment, of honesty, of integrity, and from a place of service and always wanting to add value can be so critical in the success of any new offer that you may want to create. And if you're just stumbling upon this podcast and you're not really familiar about what I do and all of the background that I bring in terms of new offers and everything I'm talking about, then go back to the first few episodes because I break down in a lot more detail how do you build a new program, a new way of serving as an artist that allows you to monetize your knowledge instead of trading your time. So I'm not really going to go into all of that in this episode, but I will say the more you lean into developing your networking skills and valuing, how can you increase your relationship? So one of the things that I love doing is attending live events where I can be with people face to face and meeting them and connecting and really just being in the room, if you will, so that you can, start making those personal relationships and then of course continue building them on over Zoom and email, etc. But nothing is as incredible as being in a real room with people. And so I think this is also very important for you to look for opportunities where you can surround yourself in real time with people that are like-minded, that are, connected with you, that are interested in what you're doing and that are maybe on the same path that you are. Whether you do this with in-person events, whether you do this in virtual events, but just being constantly on the lookout, right? Can you join an organization? Can you attend an industry event? Can you actively participate in online communities where networking is well received and it's expected even, right? So, and again, being able to do this from a place of true integrity and honesty and being genuine is the best way to start creating that goodwill, if you will, in your community and with the people that know you, right? When you show a genuine interest in others and are willing to offer help and continue the relationship beyond that first interaction, I think that's also a great opportunity for you to strengthen your relationships. It's easy to meet a bunch of people in a specific moment, but when it comes to continuing the conversations beyond that, that's when sometimes things can fall off. You get distracted, there are other priorities competing for your attention. So remember that relationships are a two-way street, right? And when you're able to leverage the technology that is available to you as an artist through social media, through platforms, on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, Facebook, whatever you use, right? And creating those connections and following up with people, being consistent in your outreach and engagement. And not just when you're asking for something, when you need something, but most importantly, when you are also able to say, this is what I'm, willing to do. This is what I would like to do. And how can I help you? Do you know of anyone that could be a part of what I'm doing? And what are you doing? Being as curious as you are transparent makes things feel a lot more organic, right? And consistent. So if you have ever felt any reservations around networking and around what it takes to build the right relationships, I'd love to hear from you because definitely this is a very important conversation that is not, I think, valued enough in our industry. And we tend to focus too much on tactics and strategies, but truly this idea of looking for the right environment, surrounding yourself with people that can support you and be in the same emotional wavelength, if you will, or mental, journey with you, or intentional business journey, and being intentional and not just surrounding yourself by the people who you already have, but looking for new people who perhaps will challenge you, right? Who will give you a different perspective in a loving way. You don't always want to surround yourself with people who believe everything you believe. It's also important to be in environments where you feel different in a way so that you can learn from other perspectives. One of the greatest things that I've done as I finished my doctorate was really step away from just living inside the College of Music world. And when I started being a university professor, the first thing that I did as I was building the program was go and meet the people in the School of Business and build relationships with the colleagues who are there building the MBA. In fact, I created an MBA, a music business MBA at the university out of this desire to go out of the normal academic environment that existed inside the music school, but instead reach out to other colleagues in other schools, right? In other places. So what does that look like for you? Where in your life are you perhaps just getting comfortable with the people that you have around you? And where could you be more intentional in reaching out to new people, to new environments, right? And understanding that the depth of your relationships, the breadth of your relationships will ultimately help you to improve your business, right? As the saying goes, your network is your net worth. Think about that. Your network can become your net worth. So if you are serious about building your network and you've ever maybe brushed it off as something that's not important, or it's like smooshy, like sleazy stuff, it's like, I don't mean, it does not have to be like that at all when you show up from a place of service. And when you're clear on not only what you want to receive, but also how you can give and what you can do for others, right? So I encourage you to, start actively nurturing and building your relationships. Look at everyone that you have around you. Download your list of contacts on all your social media, right? Download your email list, everyone that you have in your email, even if you don't have an email list per se, but if you have an email directory, contact directory, download all of that and start asking yourself, who do I know that would be a great person to have a conversation with right now, to start sharing what I'm going through, to start sharing my journey, even as you are in these building blocks of reinvention. Hopefully you are trying to figure out better ways to make a living, to work as a musician. If you're listening to this podcast, chances are you're discovering that there are better ways, and you're committed to finding those and not just settling for the status quo, right? So continue looking at your network as one of the most available and quickest paths to improve not only your business, but most importantly, help you feel more fulfilled. Because when you contribute to the lives of others through conversations, through actions, through service, then everything you're doing feels more meaningful, more purposeful, and it gives you a sense of validation that is so wonderful, beneficial, and even healthy, right? So let me know what your takeaways are from today's episode. What are you going to actively implement from everything I shared in today's episode? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel here and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. For more resources and information, visit the links in our description. Until next time, let's prosper together.